Ohio State beat Indiana pretty soundly over the weekend. We talked on the show, Aly, you remember this, on Friday when we were previewing the game. I thought there could be possibly some funny business with the referees.
Yep.
Where they might try to, just not cheat, but just have a little more of a whistle that favors Indiana just slightly to try to keep the game close, make Indiana look a little better, maybe even get them the win so that they can make it into the college football playoff, right? I don't know about you, but I was feeling pretty vindicated about that opinion early in the game.
Yeah.
When it was still close.
Yeah, there were some bad calls in that game.
Yeah, and then I looked in Man, this is just life. I posted it on like TikTok and stuff. And there was Indiana fans that had found the video were like, "Are you kidding me? It was completely the opposite. It favored Ohio State." I was like,
That's how everyone feels, right?
I'm anti-Ohio State as you can be, but like the referees were not favoring Ohio State.
I think it's pretty obvious that there were some bad calls in the game, and you don't have to be like an Ohio State fan to say that. But I will say, as fans of any sport, we are always going to say that. It's like, no, they favored that team. They don't favor us. They miss calls on them, and so I get that, reaction from Indiana fans. That makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, you expect it in a way, but I was, I posted that out and I was like, at the end of the first quarter, I was like, well, this is true. And then you just see all the people in the comments that are like, no, it's not. It's the opposite. The good news for Indiana is whether the refs were helpful to them or anti them or whatever, I'll tell you it was helpful to them. Florida and whoever else, Oklahoma.
Yep.
Giving Ole Miss and Alabama possible death blows to their.
It should be.
It should be.
It should be death blows. That's their third loss on the season.
Yes.
They're 4-3 in the SEC. You cannot let a 4-3 team in to the playoff.
I agree. But after this weekend, I'm starting to think that I kind of missed the 4-team playoff. It'd be so simple. You'd have Oregon play Ohio State, the winner's in. You'd have Texas play Georgia, the winner's in. Notre Dame probably in. And then Miami plays SMU. I don't know what the ACC conference. Whoever wins the ACC gets in. It'd be so simple. It'd be so simple, so easy. And instead, Indiana's going to make it still into the playoffs and get smashed by Texas or somebody, which will be fun for them to have the opportunity. But there's not enough teams to make a 12-team playoff with 12 teams that deserve it.
I don't necessarily agree with that, but I think there is a way where the committee could put in teams that I would consider undeserving. I'm sorry. If you are 4-3 in your conference play, you shouldn't even be given a shot. Now, we'll see the rankings come out on tomorrow night, Tuesday, and we'll probably talk about it on the show on Wednesday. But that should be the death blows to Alabama and Ole Miss. Also, Texas A&M, they lost against who did they lose against? Auburn, and so
that's right.
They should be done too, even though they're 5-2 in the SEC. So they have a better SEC schedule, but they should be done. And so the real main teams left for the SEC should be Tennessee, Georgia. Am I missing anybody else? Texas, yeah, right. Texas, they're in the SEC this year. So
makes sense.
So that is how my thought process is working with this recent events from Saturday.
Now, all that said, I do feel a little bad for Texas A&M. I don't, because they're not good enough to be in the playoff. No. Even if they beat Auburn, I don't think they're maybe they're one of the 12 best teams, but they're not good enough to win a championship. But they did end in college football overtime on the 2-point conversion rule, which is the stupidest thing possibly in all of sports.
Yeah, I hate that rule.
Also, you feel bad. Again, not necessarily feel bad, but it was just crazy to see if you didn't see the ending of Arizona State BYU.
Yeah.
BYU had a chance, which is another ridiculous thing. Arizona State has a legitimate chance to be in the playoff. There's no shot they should be in any playoff. Maybe, whatever.
They don't have 3 losses.
No, they don't. But they've also played the Big 12, which is basically a mid-major conference.
Yeah, it's a group of 5 at this point.
But you should look up the ending to that game because that was insane if you missed it.
While you're here, you should watch more of our videos and subscribe so you don't miss what we do next.